pretty good. Let me get this dough. Alright. This is how melanated people / blacks are the superior race. Listen to me closely. Blacks have the greatest genetic potential to cause white genetic annihilation. Okay? Did y'all hear that? Blacks have the greatest potential to cause white genetic annihilation. Okay? Blacks have the ability to produce melanated pigment. Blacks have more melanin than any other race. We need to understand that the reality is white skin is a genetic recessive or disappearing status. What do I mean? This is what I mean. When a black and a white person have a baby, once that baby is born, that baby will look more black than white. More of the white gene will appear in the baby. All right? More than the white gene. In other words, a black and white person have a baby, the baby would have color, and the black parent would make the contribution. All right? So, have you ever wondered why? Let me see. How can I put this without hurting anybody's feelings? Because I'm trying to keep it 100. I'm trying my hardest to keep it 100. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the best I can without trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Okay. That's why I say you got to put your emotions aside when it comes to this. Okay. All right. So, So this is what I mean. Okay. Now, have you ever wondered why? Let me see. How can I put this shit? Okay. Have you ever wondered why the power structure, or why Caucasians have such a big necessity when it comes to it is so necessary for them to promote white superiority? Why is it so necessary for whites to constantly promote white supremacy, white superiority? Well, that's because most whites know that they are genetically inferior to us. Listen closely. If all the races in the world started mingling, okay? If all the races in the world started mixing and having babies, guess what's going to happen to the white race? They are going to disappear because they can't produce melanin. All right? Every time us so-called black people, or every time us melanated people have a baby with a different nation or a different nationality or a different race of people, that baby is going to come out looking colored. That baby is going to come out with more melanin. All right? So now if we all mixed with each other in this world, eventually the white race is going to pretty much disappear because they can't reproduce melanin. They can't reproduce their own, how can I put it? They can't produce, they are genetically recessive, okay? They can't reproduce another white person if they have a baby with a melanated person, because genetically we are superior. Genetically, our genes are superior. All right. So whenever you hear that, oh, blacks are inferior, or blacks are the inferior race, that's bull crap. No, we're not. No, we're not. And you don't have to be the most intelligent person to understand why melanated people are not the inferior race. All you have to do is look, just look. How many times have you guys seen a melanated person have a child with a different race, and that child comes out looking more melanated? That's because we are genetically superior than all other nations. We are the superior race. And that's why the white community or the white or these Caucasians have such a great or that's why it's so necessary for the white community to promote white superiority, because they know genetically they are inferior to us, and they are afraid of that. They are afraid that, hey, we can potentially or can potentially be annihilated by these melanated people because their genes are genetically superior over ours. They produce the most melanin, more than any other nation in this world. So that's why I say, if everybody in this world started to mingle with each other, eventually you will see more melanated skin and less Caucasian skin, because they can't reproduce. They can't reproduce their own how can I put it? They can't reproduce themselves as long as they have to specifically have a baby with their own race to reproduce their own race, because as soon as they have a baby with a melanated person, that baby is going to come out looking melanated. That baby is going to come out looking black. And that is the truth. That is the absolute truth. They are, and that's why, look at history. Look at history. How many times do you see these Caucasians promoting white superiority, white power? We are superior. We're white supremacists and stuff like that. That's why they have to constantly promote that false narrative to make us believe that we are really inferior to them. But nah, that's not the case. We are the superior race. And truth be told, we are not the minorities. We are not the minorities, y'all. Us us melanated people, copper colored people, you know, we have to look up the research. I'm telling y'all, you have to look up the research, and you will see that us melanated people, we are not the minorities. Let me tell you something. All around this world, melanated people were the first ones. I am telling you. You don't have to believe me. If you want to believe this government power structure and the way they educate you on that BS, go ahead and believe them. You can believe them. But evidence says something completely different. Research, authentic research, says something completely different. Melanated people outnumber Caucasians by the millions. By the millions. It's probably about like what? Okay, I can go ahead and say it's about like 1 million like whites compared to what, about 5 million melanated people in this world. I'm telling you guys, we are not the minority. But the way this government power structure is set up and designed, it is set up and designed to make us believe that we are the minorities. That's why they constantly tell us, you guys are minorities, you guys are minorities, because they want to reprogram our minds into really thinking and believing that we are the minorities. We are not the minorities. We are not the minorities. Why do you think they lock so many of us melanated brothers up? Because they know, hey, those are our soldiers right there. It's about 1.5 million melanated brothers that are missing from daily life. What do you mean missing, Ty? Copper color Ty, what you mean by 100 and or 1.5 melanated people are missing? They are missing from daily lives, from their daily lives. They are missing, speaking at like, so what I mean by missing is either they're locked up, they're in jail, in prison, or they're out on the streets and, you know, not really on the right positive path. They are missing from their normal daily lives. You know, the things that they have to do to, you know, take care of their family and all the positive things in life. Uh, they are missing from that. You know, either they're on drugs, either they're locked up, or they're in prison, or they're dead, or, you know. And this is why. And another thing, this is why we have such a high incarceration rate, because they know we outnumber them. That's why a lot of our brothers, melanated brothers, are getting wrongful or are getting convicted wrongfully. So meaning, so you can have another ethnicity that commit a crime and they only get 3 years in prison. You got a melanated person who commit the same crime, they go get 13 years in prison, or mess around and get life in prison, because that's the way the system is set up. They know we outnumber them. They know. So besides that, just really pay attention to what I said about melanated people. We are genetically superior than all other nations in this world. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And we are not the minorities. We outnumber them by the millions. Seriously, like I said, you don't have to believe me, but the evidence is there. The evidence is there. And also remember what I said. That's why whites or Caucasians, it is such a great necessity for them. It is so necessary for them to promote white superiority, because they know they are genetically inferior. They know that. And like I said before, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world to see with your own eyes and understand that what I'm saying is the truth. I know a lot of people have seen mixed babies, mixed melanated babies. And what does that baby look more like? A melanated person. That's because we are genetically superior. So just go ahead and take what I said into consideration. You know, it was just a little quick, little something I just want to throw out there real quick though. But yeah, blessings to all. I got to go ahead and get back on this road. Hey, y'all have a good one. Until next time, this is Copper Color Tie. Holla back.